Welcome to English Podcast for Listening and Speaking. This channel will help you improve your English skills. Now, let's get started.
Ever had that moment where you're trying to explain something in English? Just a simple thing about your day or something totally out of the blue that happened.
Yeah.
And the words just don't seem to come out right. You're not alone.
Absolutely not. That's a really common hurdle, I think.
Yeah.
Knowing English grammar and vocabulary, well, that's one thing.
Right.
But being able to spontaneously share your experiences, clearly and in an engaging way, that's a skill in itself.
Exactly. And that's precisely what we're diving into today. We're not really looking at textbooks here.
No.
We're exploring how using your own life, the everyday stuff, the unexpected twists, can be a really powerful way to boost your English communication in all sorts of situations.
Yeah.
We've got some great examples lined up to explore this.
Our aim really is to show you how to take those real-life moments, big or small, and use them.
Yeah.
Use them as opportunities to practice and refine your English.
Speaking and writing.
Both, definitely. And we'll be looking at how to structure these personal stories effectively, too.
Perfect. So let's get started. How about we look at how even just describing a typical day can become like a valuable exercise?
Well, what's interesting is how a seemingly simple scenario, like the one in our examples, the neighbor needing help with lost keys.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
It provides a basic but, pretty effective structure for sharing an experience.
Yeah.
Notice the opening. I was having breakfast when I heard a knock.
On my door, it was my neighbor looking worried.
Yeah, it immediately sets the scene, doesn't it?
Exactly. And it introduces that slight disruption to the routine.
Right. It's much more than just saying, my neighbor needed help. It creates a little picture in your head. And there's the example of the internet outage at work. Everything was going smoothly until the internet went down.
That until phrase, it clearly signals something unexpected happened.
Yeah. And then the speaker mentions having to think on my feet.
And that's a crucial element, highlighting how the unexpected event required some kind of response or how it impacted you.
Right. It turns a simple statement of facts into, well, a brief narrative. A mini story almost.
How often do our daily plans get changed anyway?
All the time. So learning to describe these shifts, whether they're tiny or massive, it's really key to natural conversation.
And these unexpected moments, they don't always have to be bad things, do they?
Not at all. Take the example of the quiet Saturday morning.
Oh, the hiking trip one.
Yeah. That changed when a friend invited the speaker on a hiking trip. The contrast is clear. It was a quiet Saturday morning, and I planned to relax, but then my phone rang.
But then? Another signal of change.
Exactly. And this example, it just beautifully illustrates the effectiveness of a simple story structure in how we communicate.
Okay, so what is that structure? Our source material mentioned one, right?
Yeah, it suggests a kind of fundamental framework. You have the background, what was happening initially.
Okay, the starting point.
Then the unexpected event, the twist, the change, whatever you want to call it.
The disruption.
And finally, the result, how it impacted you or maybe others around you.
Okay, let's use that hiking trip example to see how it works.
Yeah.
So the background is the quiet Saturday, planning to relax.
Right. That's the setup.
What's the twist in this little story?
Well, it's the friend's phone call, isn't it? The unexpected invitation to go hiking, completely different from the original plan.
Got it. And the result of that twist?
A positive experience. A great day, beautiful views, good company.
Okay.
So it's not just about listing what happened, but also the outcome and maybe the feelings that went with it.
And thinking about improving communication, using this structure helps you organize your thoughts, right? Before you even speak or write.
Absolutely. It gives you a logical flow.
It's like providing a clear map for whoever you're talking to.
Exactly.
Okay, now what happens when things don't go according to plan? We all have those moments, don't we? Where we stumble or make a mistake.
Oh, definitely. And being able to describe challenges and mistakes in English, it's actually incredibly valuable for building confidence.
How so?
Well, consider the example of the computer crashing during a work presentation.
Oof. Nightmare scenario.
Right. The speaker didn't just say the presentation went badly. They explained, my computer crashed right before my presentation. That immediately sets the stage for the challenge.
Okay.
But what's also important is the resolution. I managed to stay calm and explain the situation.
That phrase, managed to stay calm. It really shows how the person handled that unexpected pressure.
Precisely. And the story about forgetting the presentation slides at home.
Oh, yeah. I think a lot of people can relate to that sudden feeling of panic. We've all done something like that.
Exactly. The initial nervousness is something many would understand. But the story then shifts, doesn't it? It shifts to how the situation was handled.
Explaining it to a colleague.
Right, who was understanding, thankfully, and still delivering a successful presentation using notes.
So it emphasizes that it's not just about the mistake itself.
No, it's also about your ability to communicate the problem and, crucially, find a solution, or at least explain how you tried to.
That raises an interesting point for you listening. How would you describe a time you faced a challenge, maybe in English communication itself, and what steps did you take? Something to think about.
Good question.
Now, let's shift gears a bit. What about situations where we're helping other people? That's a pretty common part of our daily lives.
Yeah, and the example of helping a sick friend, Emily, is a really straightforward illustration of clear, simple description.
How does it work?
Just follows a natural sequence. Emily was unwell. That's the situation.
Okay.
The speaker brought medicine and stayed to help.
Yeah.
That's the action.
Right.
And Emily was appreciative. That's the result. It's easy to follow, uses pretty uncomplicated language to just convey a helpful act.
It's that clear sequence of events, isn't it, that makes it so easy to understand. You don't need fancy vocabulary to describe helping someone.
Not at all. Simple and clear is often best.
What about when our regular routines get disrupted in unexpected ways? Not necessarily big problems, just different.
The grocery store trip with the empty shelves is a perfect example of this.
Ah, yes. No milk, eggs, or cheese.
Right. A totally routine task, buying everyday items, suddenly has an unexpected twist because of a delivery issue.
So how did the speaker describe handling it?
Well, the description includes the response. Asking an employee for information and then choosing other items instead. It shows how to describe adapting to unforeseen circumstances in a very relatable context.
It's those specific details, isn't it? Like mentioning the exact items that we're missing that makes the story feel more engaging, more real.
Definitely. And who hasn't experienced the frustration of getting lost while driving? It feels almost universal sometimes.
Tell me about it. GPS fails or you take a wrong turn.
Exactly. The story of getting lost in a new town after the GPS failed, it really highlights the feelings, the uncertainty, maybe a bit of anxiety that can pop up.
Yeah.
But importantly, it also shows the resolution, asking a local person for directions.
Ah, good old-fashioned asking for help.
Right. It underscores the practical communication skills you need to navigate unexpected problems and seek help when you need it.
And that itself is practice, right? Actually having to communicate in that situation.
Absolutely. This is another way unexpected events can actually improve your English.
Yeah.
They force you into real-time communication to find solutions.
Yeah, that makes sense. And sometimes the most powerful way to share an experience isn't just the facts, but describing how it made you feel.
Oh, for sure. Expressing your emotions in English adds so much depth and relatability to your stories.
Like the example of making a tough job offer decision.
Yeah, that demonstrates it really well. Phrases like, wasn't sure if the job would make me happy or felt a little stressed. They effectively convey that internal conflict.
You can almost feel the dilemma.
Right. And then the eventual feeling of relief after making the decision, it provides a nice sense of closure to the narrative.
It's that emotional journey that really makes the story resonate with other people, I think.
Definitely.
And then there are those moments that are just completely unexpected and often kind of funny. Like the cat in the cafe.
Huh, yes. The anecdote about the cat jumping on the table and spilling the coffee, it's a lighthearted example of an unforeseen event.
Pure chaos, probably.
Probably. Describing the humorous chaos, maybe the reactions of the people around, it creates a vivid and memorable story.
So it shows that not all unexpected events are stressful.
Not at all. Some can be quite amusing, and they offer great opportunities to practice describing reactions and funny details.
Okay, so let's maybe delve into some more detailed examples of storytelling now. Mistakes, misunderstandings, surprises, these all seem like rich areas for practice.
They really are. They push you beyond just simple descriptions. Take the story of forgetting the cabin key for a family weekend getaway.
Oh no, that sounds disastrous.
Well, it could have been. But it's a fantastic illustration of how to describe a significant mistake and then the problem-solving process that follows.
So how did they handle it?
The story includes the initial frustration, the embarrassment emotions many people can connect with. But then, the decision to make the best of it by exploring a nearby town turns that potential setback into something positive, or at least different.
that really highlights the importance of describing not just what went wrong, but also how you adapted, how you dealt with it.
Exactly. The reaction and the resolution are key parts of the story.
And then there are those, funny misunderstandings that can happen in everyday life, like the mix-up about meeting a friend at different coffee shops.
Right. This just illustrates how even simple, everyday plans can take an unexpected turn, sometimes in a humorous way.
So what's the learning point there for communication?
I think the key learning point is being able to explain how the misunderstanding happened and then how it was eventually sorted out. It showcases your ability to communicate clearly and clarify things when needed.
Makes sense. And who doesn't appreciate a good surprise, especially like a thoughtful gift?
The unexpected birthday gift of a new camera, that's a lovely example.
Yeah.
It demonstrates beautifully how to express emotions like surprise and gratitude in English.
Using those specific feeling words.
Exactly. And it also emphasizes how sharing these personal moments, these positive surprises, can strengthen connections with others. Plus, it's great practice in describing those genuine feelings authentically.
Okay, now let's shift our focus a little. How about travel? Often when we travel, we run into unexpected situations or make unplanned discoveries.
Oh, definitely. Travel is full of the unexpected. The example of the spontaneous road trip that led to discovering a beautiful mountain view.
After taking an unexpected trail.
Yeah, that's a perfect illustration. And notice the descriptive language used there, painting a picture of the scenery.
Right, using words to make it vivid.
When you're sharing travel experiences, focusing on those vivid descriptions really helps your listener feel like they're almost there with you.
And it's great practice for using a wider range of vocabulary, I guess. Adjectives, descriptive verbs.
Exactly. It really shows how embracing the unexpected can lead not just to great stories, but also improve your ability to describe new things, new places.
Even seemingly ordinary days can offer practice opportunities too, right? It doesn't always have to be dramatic.
Absolutely. Think about a simple day spent just relaxing in the park with friends.
Okay.
Describing it using words like relaxing, perfect, maybe feeling grateful. That helps you convey your emotions and create a sense of the atmosphere.
Just capturing the mood.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And even a challenging day at work, like dealing with outdated data in a presentation.
In there.
Right.
Yeah.
That provides practice too. Describing the problem, the collaboration perhaps with colleagues to fix it, and those feelings of stress maybe, and then eventual relief.
And what about something like a business trip to a new city?
Oh, that's a great chance to describe new environments, maybe interactions with local people, like the example of getting recommendations from someone named Peter.
Using adjectives to describe the city.
The people you meet, your experiences, it just makes your stories much more engaging.
Organizing a surprise birthday party for a friend. That sounds like it's certainly full of potential for unexpected hiccups.
Ah, for sure.
But also for describing a whole range of emotions.
Precisely. You'll probably need vocabulary related to planning, maybe keeping secrets,
Yeah.
and then those expressions of joy and surprise when the plan actually works out.
Even dealing with something really mundane, like a broken washing machine at home, can that be practiced?
Definitely. It offers practical language practice for problem solving, describing the steps you take to fix it, or maybe calling someone to get it fixed.
Like explaining the issue.
Exactly. Practical communication.
It's amazing how many everyday situations, even the ones that seem a bit frustrating at the time, can actually be valuable for improving English communication.
It really is. And it goes beyond just the daily routines too, doesn't it? Think about things like making new friends, or learning new skills, or volunteering somewhere.
Right, those bigger life experiences.
These are all rich experiences that provide loads of opportunities to practice your English. Making new friends in a new city, like the Manchester example, allows you to describe those initial feelings, maybe nervousness, and then the relief and joy of actually connecting with people.
And learning to cook later in life.
That involves talking about maybe the initial struggles, the new techniques you're learning, and the satisfaction when you finally create something delicious.
Or maybe not so delicious at first.
Possibly. And volunteering at a local charity event gives you a chance to express feelings of purpose, connection with others, what you learned from it.
And navigating those brand new experiences and challenges, like starting a new job or moving to a completely new city.
Oh yeah. Starting a new job often brings feelings of being maybe overwhelmed initially, right?
Definitely.
But then you can describe the process of learning, gaining confidence over time, moving to a new city like London, adapting to a maybe different culture, making new connections. That's another significant experience you can articulate.
Even just building relationships with colleagues at work.
Sure. describing how that improved your work environment, maybe your motivation. It's all valuable practice in expressing nuances.
We've covered so much ground. Family vacations, weddings, hosting events. These must offer good practice too.
Each one offers unique vocabulary and opportunities to describe events and, importantly, emotions. Think about overcoming a family member's fear during a beach vacation.
Yeah.
Or the huge range of emotions you might feel at a wedding. Or the challenges and eventual success of hosting an event, maybe despite some unexpected problems cropping up.
Staying calm under pressure.
Exactly. These all build your communication skills because they force you to adapt your language to different situations, different feelings.
And what about the more personal journeys, like managing a busy schedule or learning a specific new skill?
Well, learning to cook, as we mentioned, can be really rewarding. Describing that process builds your confidence in explaining steps and outcomes.
Right.
Taking a solo trip abroad often leads to personal growth, doesn't it? Sharing those experiences allows you to describe maybe new perspectives you gained or increased independence.
Even starting a business, that's a huge one.
Yeah, it requires dedication, perseverance. Talking about that journey involves specific vocabulary related to goals, challenges, successes, failures perhaps.
Even those ongoing efforts, like trying to live a healthier lifestyle or making a big career change.
These longer-term things, they provide opportunities to describe gradual changes, maybe initial difficulties, and eventual successes or ongoing efforts.
Like a memorable summer vacation.
Could teach you the importance of stepping outside your comfort zone. Moving to a new city can be described as a fresh start, full of new opportunities. Overcoming a fear, like, say, public speaking.
Oh, that's a big one for many people.
Through practice and support. That's
Yeah.
another powerful story to tell, isn't it?
Absolutely. And even those more maybe internal experiences, like
Yeah.
the lessons learned from volunteering or the preparation needed for a successful job interview.
Yeah.
Or the perseverance in learning a new physical skill, like riding a bicycle, the joy of starting a new hobby, even talking about the importance of taking care of your mental health.
All of these diverse experiences, they provide such a rich source of vocabulary, different scenarios for practicing and really improving your English communication skills on a deeper, more personal level.
Okay, so to kind of wrap things up then, what's the most important thing, the key takeaway for our listeners from all this?
I think the key message is that actively sharing your personal experiences and describing those unexpected moments in your life, well, they're not just ways to connect with other people.
Right.
They are incredibly effective methods for actively improving your English communication skills in a whole variety of real-life contexts.
Exactly. And remember that basic story structure we talked about, the background, the unexpected event, and the result? It really does help to organize your thoughts and make your stories clear and easy to follow.
And focusing on those specific details, the emotions you felt, how you dealt with any challenges, that's what will make your English sound so much more natural and, engaging.
Yeah, more human.
So as you go through your day, maybe make a conscious effort to just reflect on what happens. Think about how you would describe those moments in English.
In your head or even out loud?
Both. Whether you're speaking or writing it down, just practice articulating it.
Absolutely. And here's maybe one final thing for you to think about. How might intentionally reflecting on and articulating your daily experiences, both the totally ordinary ones and the surprising ones, how might that unlock a deeper level of fluency and confidence in your ongoing English communication journey?
Something to ponder.